Welcome to Khali Yoga Center Online. I'm Ian and I'm with Chauncey today, and we are talking through the stability series in our practice, which is abdominal work, core strengthening stuff. And we're working to stabilize the entire body by the actions associated with the core and the exercises that work the core specifically. All right, let's get into it. So Chauncey's gonna work through the abs series, and I'm gonna talk you through some of the key points that we're working within it. We start with the 30-60 leg lifts, in which Chauncey's reclined on his back, and he's lowering his legs to different degrees, accessing the lower abdominals here. Now you can see Chauncey's legs are straight, his feet are flexed, so there's action pressing out through the feet, and then with the flex of the toes, it's pulling energy back into the core. Now as he's doing this, sometimes we'll rotate the thighs inward or outward, so Chauncey can create an internal rotation of the thighs, where you see his big toes coming toward one another, and his heels separating away from midline. And we can also do it with an external rotation of the legs, wherein Chauncey's heels are together and his toes are apart, opening the inner thighs. Still, he's got his legs straight, pressing through the center of each heel, and the activation of the toes pulling the energy up into the center. Now, as he's doing this, he's pulling his navel straight down to his lower back, flattening the lower back toward the mat. And he's adding some intensity by reaching the arms up overhead. You can also bring the hands down by the sides for this one, adding more grounding to the hands. Another way we work the core in our stability series is scissor legs. So he has one leg lifted, the opposite leg extended, and he's pressing out through the center of each heel. Now as he's got the legs going, he's also pulsing up with his upper body, pointing toward the lifted foot. And this is accessing more of the top of the abdominals on the anterior part of the body, pulsing up toward the foot. Now, if he needed to, he could also ground this bottom foot to the mat, bend that front knee, Chauncey, and flatten the foot. And this adds some more stability to the bottom leg. So as he pulses up, he's got that added grounding if it isn't possible to extend that leg all the way out. And now, abdominal twists, or at Khali we often call it bicycle. As we're twisting side to side here, we're working more of the obliques on the side of the core, wrapping energy around the midline. And as Chauncey's twisting side to side, you can see the leg is extending all the way out as he twists, pushing through the heel again. And he's got the knee coming in right on top of his hip, stopping at that hip point. And as Chauncey's twisting side to side here, you can see the knee is stopping right on top of the hip, versus Chauncey, pull the knee in way close to your chest as you go side to side. Instead of creating that smaller angle, he's keeping the knee stacked over the hip. And go side to side again, Chauncey. And you can see as he's going side to side, his chest is still broad. You can keep going. Chest is still broad, and he's lifting his shoulder up to his knee, versus collapse the upper back and round in. Instead of collapsing in like this and twisting side to side, he's got the chest broad, lifting the shoulder up to the knee as he's going side to side. And then the final component of our stability series in the practice is boat pose, Navasana. So as Chauncey comes up into boat, often we'll set up in boat just as Chauncey's doing. He's holding behind his knees and pulling his knees into his chest. And then his chest lifts up to his knees, affecting this perfect true north line in his spine. Now he's got his feet out here in front of his knees, and the feet are active here, flexed, toes spread, heels pressing. And then from here, he can add some more intensity by letting go of the legs. Still, his chest is broad, his shoulders are gathering onto his back, and that's helped by the way his hands are turned up to the sky, creating that external rotation of the upper arm bones. And then he can straighten the legs. He can even reach the arms up overhead, again, adding more intensity. The boat's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Perfect. We put Chauncey to work today. Good job. All right, thanks for joining us at Khali Yoga Center. Like and subscribe, and we will see you on the mat.